Neil Druckmann's said some things. It is Neil Druckmann, isn't it?
Neil Druckmann, the co-founder of
Naughty Dog. He said some things. He said some exciting things. Like, it's not basically him saying it's going to happen, but I mean, he would like to make a Punisher game. And I mean, like, I love...
He basically listed some IPs that he'd love to make games for. And
yeah.
Obviously, for us as Punisher fans, the fact that he said he'd love to make a Punisher game.
There was like 5 games. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was 5
games.
There was
5 games and they were all Punisher.
Yeah, it was Punisher 1 and then 4 more sequels. No, it was, let's see if I remember this.
I've got them.
Oh, you do it.
No, I want to see if you remember them.
Right, okay.
Joy.
Let's do this. So, Punisher, right? And then the next one is...
Amari Damacy, what?
Yeah, Punisher, then it was Ghost Rider, I believe. Like, I'm not doing this in order. Something, Operation Hawaii or something?
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami. I was close. I was close.
We should do this every week, just have you guess things.
Yeah, and then Flunu McFlooney that was the What was that one?
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
No, neither do I. I've never even heard of it. And Punisher again? Half-Life. Right, okay.
That was quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
But just obviously Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog, obviously they made Uncharted, and obviously they made The Last of Us.
Yes.
Obviously The Last of Us being very viscerally brutal. That's what I would want from a Punisher game. I could only imagine. I really enjoyed the Punisher game. Was it on the original Xbox and the PS2?
Yeah, Xbox,
I loved that game. It was great.
Brilliant.
It was like super violent. It like had like little torture mechanics where depending on where you were on the level, you could use part of the level to
it was amazing.
Guys to get information or just hurt them essentially.
Put their heads in piranha tanks and stuff like that. Yeah, it was
acid and like
it was great.
Under like fantastic. A drill, and you like pull the drill down.
Yeah, man.
And it would go black and white because everything in black and white is less brutal. Apparently.
Yeah, it's not like, but still, but I think him making a Punisher game. I mean, he's the perfect person for it because the brutality he shows in those Last of Us games. Like, I haven't really played much of the Uncharted ones, but The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2, like,
I would love that game because. The thing is The Last of Us actually quite lends its style well to, like Frank the Punisher's. His fighting style he's a one-man army, so he can't be always guns blazing. Sometimes he does have to be a bit stealthy.
Yeah,
and get behind it. But then when he takes out, it is always over the top brutal because he wants to hit you.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Like, I've started playing Mafia 3 again because like you can be quite brutal in that, and you can stab them in the neck and stuff. And it was genuinely because you told me about the article about Punisher. I was like, it'd be amazing to play a Punisher game now. I was like, what's a bit like Punisher, but it's not a revenge story? Mafia 3. So I'm definitely going to play that.
How Mafia 3 was kind of touted. They were like, it's like kind of like the Black Punisher. It's just he's a guy who's lost it all and he's just on a revenge missions and he's just single-handedly dismantling a crime organization.
Yeah.
And that is, a big part of Punisher's backstory is just dismantling the mafia, for example. Yeah. But I mean, there's millions of stories to tell. And I think Neil Druckmann is good at telling emotional stories. And with Netflix recent Punisher, there's a lot to draw from and a very adult take to be had, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love it. Like, I don't want an origin story because we know what's happened, but like, you know how you got like Batman Year One? I want that from the Punisher. Like, he's put the Punisher logo on. Do you know what I mean? He's suited up and he's ready to take them on. And I think as it goes, he gets more and more like violent as he goes. Like the cutscenes get more and more like he's just become like a shadow of his former self. You know what I mean? He's lost his wife, he's lost his kids, and he knows he's got nothing to lose, and he just gets more and more brutal as the game progresses. And I mean, like The Last of Us, it could be like a 30-hour story. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean,
it's
like a 15-hour story.
The perfect vehicle for that type of story would be not to do open world, to do the kind of semi-open world that Last of Us is.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
It's like big environments, and you choose how you maneuver through them.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's still telling quite a directed story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think it would be amazing. Another one I would actually, obviously, you couldn't get the name right, which was brilliant. I've already forgot what you said, but for Hotline Miami, you were like Operation Hawaii.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's what I said.
There is a game called Shakedown Hawaii, so like I'll let you off because we have played that game.
Yeah.
But Hotline Miami, I don't know if you've ever played it. It's like a top-down shooter where the guy like wears animal masks and basically just goes into rooms and clears them out, but it's super violent.
Right. Okay. No, I've
So
not.
it's like you're a guy who's like basically like essentially like a hitman in a sense. And the idea is that you're just trying to clear the level as fast as possible, but like one hit can kill you, and obviously it's like one hit to kill everyone in the game sort of thing. So it's
All right.
quite
Okay.
fast paced and frenetic. So it's basically just like a guy who looks a bit like Driver from the film Drive.
Yeah.
Like, but with like a chicken mask on, and he's just going through buildings with like a hammer, like beating everyone, like
I'm sold.
smashing their heads in and stuff.
Yeah.
So like that could actually work similarly in terms of obviously Neil Druckmann in the Last of Us 2's super visceral,
Yeah.
like brutal, like one hit kills and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I would totally be on board for like a third person Hotline Miami.
Yeah, man.
If it was just kind of a bit Hitman-esque, where it was just like much like the actual original game, it was just a level you tackle, and it's just how you go about tackling that level.
Yeah, I'm sold for that. I mean, I'm surprised I've never even heard of that, because I like kind of games like that. Do you know what I mean? What's it called? Do you know that Super Hot? Like, I like that kind of game.
Super Hot, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would definitely.
Similar vibe,
yeah, I'll definitely play that, and I have to get that downloaded. Hopefully, it's on Game Pass. It won't be, because it's like it's like Netflix. Anything you want to watch isn't on there, so it's anything you want to play is not on Game Pass. Do you know what I mean?
It is true. Like my partner was looking on last night. I think it was Prime, where it was just like, if it's not something Prime has made, they don't have the film you want to watch.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
You're looking through, and it's like, it's not like the choice is bad. It's just, it's all films you've probably already seen if you're a big film person.
Yeah.
So you're deciding what film am I going to rewatch.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, they've never got anything that I want to watch. Like, we watch the same 4 programs over and over again. That's it. Yeah. Like, we'll watch one. We're like, oh, well, we'll put the other one back on. And then, like, eventually you just get to the point where you don't want to do that. So you try to find something new, and there's just nothing of interest. And I'm like, why am I paying 20 quid a month?
For the actual, I feel like I'm going on for the actual curated content. Like, for example, Netflix had that Night Stalker documentary.
Yeah.
Which I loved. It was great, but like, that's what I was going on to watch. I was going on specifically to watch that.
Yeah, I mean,
like, there's nothing on Netflix other than their curated content that I'm normally interested in, because anything good on Netflix, I've probably seen it already. It's much like Game Pass. Like, Game Pass just isn't good for me in the sense of all the good games on Game Pass, I probably bought them long before they came on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I've already played them.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, that Night Stalker thing, like, Claire watches it. She loves all that crime stuff. Like, I'll be in the room, but I'll be on my phone. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just, but I mean, it was quite compelling.
Lady.
Yeah, well, obviously. Yeah, 100%. That's all I do. She's my phone cover and everything now. Claire's like, who's that tall lady? I was like, mind your business, you small cow.
Mind your business. You don't get a stand on us.
Yeah, exactly. Come back when you're 6'8". But like, she loves those kinds of shows. So, and it was quite compelling because it kind of played like a movie in some like they put a lot of.
It was super dark, but it was just beautifully shot. You know what I mean? Like,
it was like
it was just drone shots of LA and stuff. Just amazing.
And the crazy women who like that guy, like, he's got 2 teeth, and he looks like a tramp. Like,
turns out that's the secret. The secret is to just murder women, kids, have 3 teeth, and smell like a goat.
Yeah,
so
well,
I'm halfway there. I've got the goat down, you know what I mean? I've got the goat smell right down.
Someone said he smells like a goat, didn't they? Like, I'm not, like, you're not just making that up. Someone actually said that.
No, that was a direct quote. It was like a librarian who, like, he'd come in and ask for books about Satanism or something.
Yeah. It's just like, he smells like a goat.
The only way I can describe it is he smelled like a goat. It was one of those ones. I was like, I wanted a laughter track behind that one bit.
Yeah. Like, but
how can they be on that laugh?
So, I mean, when people heard that, like, well, women like, that's exactly what I've been looking for. Like, ideal man. Like, I don't need Tinder anymore.
Ideal man, murderer, rapist.
Yeah.
Smells like a goat.
Yeah. Just like my favorite things. And they're crazy for the dude. They're like showing him his boobs. I can't even get my girlfriend to do that. And I've murdered nobody. So how I must be doing something wrong. It's the lack of murder and essence of gold.
Stop showering.
Yeah.
Christ. Get rid of so many of your teeth.
Stop pulling me teeth out. And that.
Showing up with your full set of teeth. Makes you sick.
No, it is like, I mean, these things.
Watch Night Stalker. It's actually a very disgusting documentary. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, we're joking, but I mean, he's the worst.
Oh, he is. He's scum. I mean, people have a
Thankfully, he's dead.
fascination. Oh yeah, people have a fascination with these serial killers, and like obviously I can understand it because I mean people love true crime documentaries. Claire is the same. Like she watches.
I love it. Like I
Yeah,
do.
there's one called In Ice Cold Blood and Ice Tea. He does it. And he ends every episode by saying "in ice cold blood," no matter what the situation is. And she watches it. So
he said that. He said the title.
Yeah, he did it. He said things. So every time, like Claire watches it, and I'm forced to watch it. Like I'll end every sentence with it to the point that she doesn't want to watch it anymore, but she loves it. So like he's like, and the guy got away at the end, and he's like, "in ice cold blood," and I just keep saying it. And Claire's like, "Will you just shut up?" I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Because it's annoying." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I hear it 20 times a day when you watch this show." But like, Claire loves these true crime stories.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand why people do, but at the same time, they're too dark for me. Like,
they are absolutely disgusting. For me, what I personally think, I think I can only obviously draw from my own experience, but what I find so fascinating is how different, obviously, things like policing was. You know, when you go like 30, 40 years back, and it was like, especially in somewhere like as vast as America, like I think we take for granted how small we are compared to America. You know, like UK fits in like the smallest state in America like 3 times or something like that. Yeah. So it's like the fact that like a killer would kill somewhere, then he would drive to another state, and then that police department wouldn't tell the other state that was a killer on the loose. So they didn't know that they had a killer in, say, Illinois, and then they go somewhere else. Yeah, nobody knows about the killer from Illinois. You know what I mean? So then when he starts killing somewhere else, there's no like pattern to draw upon because they weren't exchanging information. Yeah. Like, that's madness to me. Like, obviously things have changed and come on so far. Yeah. That's what's so fascinating is like how he simply got away with it by like going to a different state or bad policing, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, we watched the Golden State Killer. I don't know if you've seen that one. Like, it's exactly the same, but he did it for 30 years. He got away with it for 30 years. Hundreds of victims. He robbed and killed and raped and all sorts, and he did it for so long. He's an old man now, and he got caught 3 years ago. That's when he got caught. Like, it's horrible. And I mean, I'm sure it's Patton Oswalt, his wife, wrote a book about it, and apparently that was the reason why they found him, because she did such a good profile on the guy. That's how they found him. Like if I remember correctly.
Look back into it,
and it's crazy. I mean, this is a podcast about games and movies and stuff. What's happening with serial killers? But yeah, it's
technically it's TV.
Well, so that's it. It's media, isn't it? And I mean, I don't have a problem discussing it. Like, but yeah, I mean, the Golden State Killer. That's a one for you and lot you to look out for. Like, it's I think it was like 6 episodes long, and every episode was. Like I put my phone down to watch it. It was like really, really gripping. And
the vampire lady was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, exactly. The vampire lady's like, "This dude is insane." Do you know what I mean? Like that's how messed up this guy was. But it's like, what was our original point again? What were we talking about?
Murdering's bad. Yeah, we were talking about Neil Druckmann and the super violent games that he was going to come up with.
Well, I suppose it goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Because apparently video games turn you into a serial killer. Which they don't, but still. Yeah, Neil Druckmann, video games, definitely. Like, if he made a Punisher game, I would love that. Like, I'm sold. Yeah. I hope he's making a deal with Marvel right now to make the goriest Punisher game we've ever seen in beautiful 4K, 60 frames per second. Because that would be the dream.
It makes you think, though, because obviously it was Netflix that made the Punisher TV series.
Yeah.
And obviously Disney have that. They've got the rights Disney, to everything again. And it's like, I'm not sure Disney would want to be attached to such violence.
No, definitely not.
Because everything's like really tame Disney now, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they are coming out with another site of Disney Plus where they can show like Deadpool and stuff like that on Disney Plus, and it comes out this month, I believe. No, next month, I believe. So I mean, they are having like
just Deadpool.
It's just Deadpool on a loop. And like Logan and stuff like that. So it's going to have like the Fox merger and stuff, all the 18 R-rated movies and stuff. So they are doing it that. So I mean, maybe it is a possibility that we can actually get that. I would love that. Yeah, definitely.
But we definitely need more from the Punisher for it, just in general.
Yeah, 100%. It's. I mean, don't get us wrong. Like, I enjoyed the Punisher TV series, but it made a lot of missteps. Like the Punisher is. Yeah, well, I mean, I prefer season 2 over season 1 because season 1 it was like the start of season 1 was fantastic because he had the logo on and he was doing the Punisher stuff, and then he took it off and retired, and I was like, well, what are you doing? Like, punish people? And then he didn't put it back on until like the second last episode, and then the second season, like he had a mission. He was protecting the girl, and I felt like it was definitely better. And like when he kills Jigsaw, I'm assuming you've seen it, right? Like Jigsaw's like lying there and he's like he's pleading his case and just walks over and annihilates him. And I'm just like, that is what the Punisher is. He doesn't care about your sob story. You're a criminal. You're going down. In the first season, he let a criminal go. Like the guy was like, please don't kill me. And he like sighs and hits him on the head. And I was like,
bonk. And it's like, it wouldn't happen.
Nah, that would not happen. That is not the Punisher.
I remember watching it with Lottie because obviously like I've read a lot of the comics. So like I was like literally saying at times like that, I was like, you wouldn't do that.
Nah,
Frank Castle wouldn't do that.
Like Claire doesn't know that the Punisher because obviously she's not like. But like when we watched it, she was like, "Oh, this is all right." I was like, "Yeah, but it's not. This isn't the Punisher. This is Frank Castle is sad. Like that's not what I'm here for. I'm here
like
for."
We've said before, you can never please everyone.
Oh well, obviously
so
you
never
can't.
Try.
Never ever try. That is yeah.
Try.
So yeah, never try. I like the second season more than the first, but I would love a Punisher game. Like I genuinely would. I
feel like
in the right hands.
Gone by, and I think, like I say, when you look at the success of the Marvel games on PlayStation, for example, like Spider-Man, like I think that there's a lot there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Such a rich character.
100%.
Just especially an adult version, you know, like Punisher Max style.
Yeah.
Game, amazing.
Yeah.
Sold.
Definitely 100%.